everyone, it's been a while since I've done a video on a live hangout. I was actually setting up my equipment a few minutes ago and accidentally started a live chat, and I had several people text me and message me letting me know I was actually live. So I hope I didn't get up in the testing phase and walk around in my underwear. I didn't realize I was live. So yeah, anyway, so what I'd love to do is just do a quick hangout. I haven't done one in literally 2 years. Nothing really in particular to say. I mean, I haven't really connected with you guys in a while. Like I said, it's been a couple of years since I've done one. And so I just put together new equipment set up here in my office, and I figured this would be a great time to eventually, or really start the habit of doing live hangouts more frequently. I really haven't done, like I said, I haven't been on top of that. So see everybody hopping in here. Everybody saying hello. Jerome Maxwell, get her done. Yes, sir. Getting it done right now. So what I'd love to do, I'm going to try to hang out for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then it is the end of the day, and I'm going to try to chill out. It's been a long week. Hello, Mashonda Knight. Got a lot of names scrolling in really quickly, but let's see. Cowboy Church, if anyone is not trying to come together in communities, is still asleep. Yep. Yo CP, hey Daniel. It's always good to see you. Speaking of which, Daniel, we need to chat here soon. We kind of talked a couple of weeks ago. I'd love to catch up with you. But hey, Clint, yo, Jerky, what's up, man? This time around, yeah, one of my friends on here is messaging me. He was actually one of the people that texted me a few minutes ago, asked me, letting me know I was live. So what I'd love to do is just hang out for a little bit. Just, again, say hi to everyone. If you've got any questions, feel free to post those below. You know, I know obviously a lot of everything that's happening over, last several months, and everything that will probably coming over the next few months. I know a lot of people are looking to, keep updated. I've seen a lot of new preppers, a lot of people, how should I say it, they're getting serious about prepping now. A lot of people that kind of seen it. It's funny, or I was about to say they kind of seen it as a fringe thing. I have clients of mine that I talk to, and in the past, I really didn't bring up the fact that I have a YouTube channel, and now I am. And people ask about prepping, and it's not much of a, how should we say it? It's not much of a taboo anymore. And thank you, Ken Ilm. I appreciate the $5. That was very nice of you. Thank you very much. I forget that I even had the monetization option on, but thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, what I'll try to do is, as the comments come in, I'll try to post responses. Again, I didn't really have any formal outline prepared, but I'd love to go through these and kind of talk about it. So what I'll try to do is keep up as I can. And, Commando 1911, hey brother, hope all is well. Keep up the good work. I really appreciate it. Things are going good. Saez 585, should we buy gold? It is on my to-do list. I've been slowly picking it up. I have mentioned this in previous videos. I'm a big fan of, I was seeing if I had one of his books, Robert Kiyosaki, and I now really for the first time understand why the dollar is problematic, and I'm looking to shift into other assets, potentially Bitcoin, maybe gold. I'm not really sure, but I'm definitely looking to move off the dollar here pretty soon. Let's see, Gene W., I'm a new subscriber. I look forward to watching all your videos. I don't have as big as the library as I should, but I think I'm about 180, so if you have the time, that would be really cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Shelby, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Sweet or Sweet. How bad do you think it will actually get? That's a question that's on a lot of people's minds. Obviously, I've noticed, again, the big influx of people, viewers. We really never get past the first wave, and I think we're going into the second right now. I think a really big spike, rather, kind of 1.5, so to speak. I think we're going to see not as much of a fear as we did at the beginning, but we're definitely going to see people, and we're already seeing in our local stores, people are starting to clean out the meat and other sections. So I'm already beginning to see the impact already. So I don't know how bad it's going to get. I know we have an election coming up that's going to be very contentious. It does concern me, but we'll see how it goes. Duncan McLeod, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Duncan, but thank you for the $2. I really appreciate it. How much worse will things get and why? Again, that was kind of the question a second ago. I don't know. I really don't know. With this election coming up, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, who wins. I think there's going to be a lot of upheaval either way. So I'm just trying to prepare and get my ducks in a row. I've got some things I'm lining up. I'm definitely going to be storing up a lot of food. But we do what we do as preppers, prepare for the worst. So let's see, Adolfo Cardoza. How much of gold do you need for the Great Reset? How much gold? As much as you can afford. Man, that's a tough one, because if you shift everything into gold, and it doesn't crash, then you got that. It's interesting. Without disclosing too much information, my old business partners that I was with for years, very intelligent guys, both of them have begun to shift more toward gold, and they're not preppers. They're not, what I would consider people that are worried about the future, but they're beginning to move more and more off the dollar. I'm seeing more and more people do that. So I don't know. That's what I would say with gold. Let's see. Sharon, hi from Australia. Thank you for everything. Well, thank you for watching. Let's see, Mary Goodman, if we have to go to a digital dollar, FedCoin, what happens with gold? I think gold is going to be one of those items that will slowly grow. If you look at the track record of the last 30 years, it's definitely grown, but I'm not a financial advisor. I would recommend you study it. I haven't done a ton of studying, but I've studied enough to, in books to show me how problematic the dollar is. The feds are continuing to print money like it does it, like monopoly money, and that's not going to bode well long-term on the international stage. I think we've got time to move off of it if you can, but I think in time it's going to be problematic. So Nick Hammond, you rock. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's nice to get positive feedback. Jackie Hoover, do you think COVID-19 is a bioweapon? I talked about that in 2 videos ago. I mean, could be. I'm not really, I don't know. At this point, I just don't know. It kind of, one of those things, does it matter? I don't know. I mean, are we really going to pick a fight with China? Good luck with that. So Christopher Myers, hello again from Central Florida. Hey, Central Florida. It's been a few years since I've been down there. Duncan, again, thank you for the $5. Really kind of you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to sell my condo in New York City. Do you think living in a Winnebago is a good ideal a home that moves? I don't know if I've shared this on the channel. I used to full-time with my family in an RV for about 1.5 years in 2013 and 14. I liked it. We just bought this house that we're living in now. I didn't really want to buy, but it was, it was one of those things in my marriage. When we sold the last house, my wife was like, look, if we're going to sell, we got to buy. And if it was my way, I'd probably rent. And when I say my way, I mean, I'd prefer to rent, but there's a lot of things that she has to deal with, homeschooling kids and so on. And so it was really hard for her to be in a position where we're transient again. So, I respected that and I totally understood. But if I were single, I would live in an RV personally for the next few years. That's just my take, but that's not for everybody. I love moving around. I love mobility, but that's just me. So, Darlene Shoemaker, should we get out of the banks? It depends on who you ask. When I talked to my dad, he knew people that went through the Great Depression, and that's always in the back of his mind. I'm thinking about it a lot. It's something that crosses my mind quite a lot. So, Marco Sigala, please say my name, Sigala. Hey, Sigala. Let's see, Land Tiller. Well, let's see. I feel Trump will call martial law to save himself from being voted out. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, that's the thing, is I don't know how this is going to play out in November. I really don't know. You can look from either the left side or the right, and I'm talking about politically, and you see things on both sides that make you think. How about that? Without going into politics. Let's see, Die Bullfrog 79. Hey, how are you doing? It's always good to see you on here. Jerome Maxwell, when do you think we'll get back to normal? That's a big question. I don't know. I don't know what normal is going to be in the next couple of years. I lived through September 11th. I was 25, and that changed my generation. This one is obviously going to be a massive change, and I just don't know when things are going to go back to quote-unquote normal. It's crazy. I sold my land in March. I closed on it, and that's when things hit. Just didn't know, so I'm going to be interested in looking at land here again over the next year. I'm going to wait for what I perceive to be this market. If it bottoms, I'll probably jump back in and get more land. Let's see, Young Sun God, you look like my friend's dad. Yeah, the balding up here doesn't help. I'm getting that comment more and more. I just got a 4K camera and it is not being kind to me. Let's see, where do we want to jump in? Christopher Myers, what do you suggest I should do being a grocery store worker? Oh, if you're a grocery store worker, well, don't steal, obviously. I'm not saying you're implying that, but you know the ins and outs. You know when deliveries come. You know, in a sense, you get first dibs if things go bad. Obviously, I know you'll do it ethically, but that's a good position to be in, I think, right now. Let's see. Jay Phillips, I think ammo is better than gold. I won't argue with you on that point. There's definitely value in that. Tina, let's see, RW900RR, please PM me. Feel free to message me, anybody. cityprepping@gmail. I try to respond when I can. I've gotten backed up here lately. But yeah, cityprepping@gmail.com. You're more than welcome to chat with me. Let's see, Claudia Newell, Arizona is in the house. Hey, City Prepper. I'm actually beginning to look at the Phoenix area and some of the other areas across the border. It's about a 4 to 6 hour drive from here. So it's beginning to get my attention, but you know, who knows? Let's see, Stellar Q777. This is like 9/11 on steroids and slow-mo. You know, I was talking to somebody about that. When September 11th hit, you felt like you kind of got a punch in the gut, and you moved on. You were still mad, you were angry, but you had a sense that this was over. Now I feel like, whenever you go to sleep and you have that dream where you free fall and you jump up, I feel like we're in a perpetual free fall and we can't get out of it. It's like every day, it's like, you want to, almost like the movie Inception, right? They had to hit something to wake themselves up. And I feel like we're in that every day. It feels like we're continuing to fall without any bottom. That's what concerns me. Chip Signal, $10, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks for your older vids on water prep. I'm actually outside my office. I've got a lot of water storage containers. There's a lot of new products on the market. I'm going to be doing a lot of water videos over the next few weeks. So look for that. I know I've had a lot of people ask about that, so I'll be getting started on that. There was a book written in 1890s called The Last President. It was Trump. I'd be interested to see that. Tina, my neighbor's brother lives separately and tested positive for COVID and has full pneumonia and a blood clot in his lungs. Please pray for Jeff. Definitely. There's a lot of people I work with, people on my team that, they've lost family members already. It's beginning to hit close to home. And, I've been fortunate. It hasn't hit anybody in my family, but everybody's been, very, very careful. Jackie Hoover, is rare coins good for when things hit the fan? Again, my answer is in the moment, food is going to be critical, precious metals, bullets obviously, but when it comes down to it, I think when things begin to come back, having precious metals, because your dollar will be worthless. If you remember the Confederate, during the Civil War, the Confederate soldiers paid with money that was worthless when it all was said and done. And I think that's what we're going to see if there is any kind of a crash. I don't think the dollar is going to be completely worthless, but it will have lost a lot of its value. It lost a lot of its value in 1991 1971 when Nixon came off the gold standard. We lost a lot. The dollar lost 95% value over 10 years. So Tasha Cook, hello from Central Los Angeles. Hey, Central LA, you guys are only about an hour away. I go down there to Whittier from time to time. Casual preparedness, invest in silver looking metal like a Berkey or Luxa Pure water filters. Yeah, I've been stacking silver actually, and I store that off site. Let's see, what do we have here? Let me see, Tina, lots of rumors that the grid will be down for several different issues. Prepare for electrical issues. I mentioned this in another video, I'll be installing a whole house propane generator, taking some of the money that we made from our sale of our last house. So we're getting, we're having to get ready for that. Just fire season practically in California, but beyond that, I don't know. Let's see, Jefferson Martial Arts, start reloading your own ammo. I've got a whole reload kit. I've never broken it out. I've had it for 2 years. I probably should start using it. Claudia, Arizona here. Prepper Princess moved to AZ and she liked it. I don't know. I guess she likes it. We were talking the other day and she was telling me some stories. So some of the stories she told me don't really encourage me to move there. But if she's happy, I'm happy for her. So Isaac Dahl, what books have you read that you'd recommend to a newbie prepper? If you're just starting out, I think the Blueprint for Preppers. If you go to Amazon, just Prepper Blueprint. I forget the exact name. I talked about it in a recent video, but that's about as foundational of a book as you can get. It details everything from A to Z. Highly recommend it. Meow Meow D, hello from Philippines. Hey Philippines. My company I own, we have a lot of people that work from the Philippines. It's a great country. Love working with Filipinos. I got to go visit one day. When I was in Afghanistan, the team that I worked with was mostly Filipino. Amazing people. Every night was karaoke night. Super happy people. Learned a lot from them. So, Jack Matthews, I'm new to prepping. Where should I start? Start with the basics. Get a 3-day food and water. Go from there. Build up to 2 weeks. Add medical. Just think about the perspective. If you had to stay in your house 2 weeks, a month, didn't go out, what would you do? And usually it comes down to food and water. I don't think we're going to get to that place, but that's always a good starting point for sure. Let me see. I got Mahendra from Malaysia. I'm sorry, that scrolled up too fast. I think, can I scroll down? Dang it. Let me see if I can here. Anyway, I'm sorry. You scrolled past me. Let me see if I can scroll up a little here. Let's see. Oh, greetings from Malaysia. No guns, no ammo allowed with minimum protection. Regards to supplies, average prep sting in a condo, please advise. I'm going to do a video, and I've actually got it on my queue, how to prep in an apartment. It's in our queue. I've just got to get it edited and we'll release it. So I'll talk about that. Again, the same advice I'm giving to other people. You know, make sure you can stay in place, food and water. The latest video I did talking about home security, the company I work with, they didn't want any videos or any footage of firearms or anything. And so we talk about alternate sources of self-defense. So you might want to check that out. Let's see. Will vaccine give immunity? Elvis Dawson. You know, I talked about this in a video recently. We're still dealing with the influenza strain from the Spanish flu from over 100 years ago. I think it will definitely, if it's done correctly, and I hope it does, it will give us a leg up. But I don't think there's going to be a silver bullet, a magical bullet that's just going to resolve everything. I think this is going to be the new norm for probably 2 to 3 years, you know, being cautious, wearing masks, and social distance. It's just, again, it's something in our lifetime that was, I think, inevitable. Unfortunately, it hit. But, yeah, it was kind of crazy how it played out. Did not expect it at this level. My wife, you know, she's always asked, or she asked me that recently, you know, did you ever think it was going to get this bad? And I thought we had more time, honestly. I just didn't think it was going to hit this soon, but that's why I prepared. So, Tasha Cook, what about moving to Utah? Utah would probably be my first place to move if I could, easily. I'm from Texas, but when I go to visit Utah, love it, love it, love it. I got a lot of friends there. You know, they love firearms there. It's probably one of the most lenient states when it comes to firearms, believe it or not, even more than Texas. It's a beautiful state, just beautiful. If I could move there, I would. Let's see, Anthony Goodley, the dollar has steadily lost value since the Federal Reserve was created. Correct. Eventually it will hit bottom. Correct. Money press is going vroom. Now will be final blow IMO. I mean, I don't even know what we're up to on the national debt, 25, 26 trillion. I don't even know how much we've accrued over the last 6 months. It's not sustainable. Other countries are tied to our currency, but that won't be much longer. I don't know if it's going to be China, but we will probably see people move off. And when that happens, it's going to hammer us pretty hard. That's why I'm moving finances over to different assets. Let's see, Travis, SHTF probably, military begins pushing vaccines on the troops. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm pro. It's funny how it's kind of come down to terms pro-vax, anti-vax. Again, my background is in microbiology. I realize there are challenges with vaccines. You know, it's not just 100% safe. I know there are issues that can come up, but I am personally of the mind, and again, this is just based on my studies and my experience. You know, we vaccinate in our home, and I will continue to do so. But if people don't, that's going to be. I think we'll have challenges if we can't build herd immunity off of it. But again, I'm not slighting anybody that chooses not to. That's, you know, we have choices in our country. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to go on a tangent. I know that could go to a lot of places. But let's see. Duncan, don't visit, you might get a divorce. I'm not sure if you were talking about Utah or another country, but Joe Wilderness, store what you eat what you store, rotate often. That's the key right there. Rotate. So, what is this one? Sheffy 101, what are your thoughts on the anti-masker movement? I addressed this in a video, 2 videos back. I think I released it Wednesday. Look, I know the arguments, both sides. I get it, and again, I'm not trying to diminish anybody's position, but you know, other countries around the world, they've practiced social distancing, they've worn masks, and they're able to control this issue. At least get it roped in. How about that? I don't know. I wouldn't say fully control, but they have it roped in. And right now, we're seeing spikes going back up. We may not be able to get our kids back in school this fall, so I'm of the opinion if something works and it gives a percentage to increase your odds of survival or reducing, you know, the chance of getting sick, I'm for it. That's my position. Let's see. So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Let's see. Daughter of the Most High God, you're not very smart. You know, they have babies vaccine the blood, animal cells. Again, that's the interesting thing about the web. I mean, you go online, you can find any article that will back any position. I don't know which article or which study you're specifically referring to. Again, uh, I know this is a touchy subject, guys. I don't want to labor this one, but I've kind of stated my piece on it. And again, I'll respect people wherever they stand. I have friends that are very anti-vaxxer. Um, I love people for who they are. When I build friendships, we can have differences, and that's okay. But again, that's a decision you have to make on your own. See, Iron Wolf Spear, opinions on people attacking the innocent. I'm not really sure which specific example you're referring to, attacking the innocent. Of course, I mean, anybody attacking the innocent is, I have a problem with, obviously, but I'm not sure if you're referring to something else or, recent attacks here recently. Obviously, people are tense, people are fighting. Look, I grew up in the South, and, I grew up in a great community, and there was a lot of respect for each other. And I grew up in Boy Scouts, and we had a great scoutmaster that was just a really kind guy. And my father, I saw a lot of good, virtuous people, and I've learned how to avoid conflict and try to de-escalate when possible. And I wish we had more of that right now. Everybody's kind of rah 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 in their corner, and it's unfortunate. I hate to see that, but it's okay to have differences, and that's the thing I've learned. I have a lot of friends that we have disagreements, but I can still respect them. I try to judge by the heart. So let me scroll down because I am getting backed up here. So did it say frozen video? I hope not. Oh no, the video froze. Um, why did it freeze? Let's see. The chat screen keeps moving. List volume video frozen. I think someone is wrong with the stream. Um, I don't know. Let me try to let me remove it and then see if I can add it back real quick. I know this is going to probably take it offline. Let's see. We'll remove it and then I will try to add video back. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me for 2 minutes. That's okay. Okay. I'm going to do the old reboot. Hold on. I'm going to step behind my computer and reboot it. So let's see if that fixed it. If it didn't, then looks like I'll have to restart a new chat. And just bear with me for 1 second. I'm sorry. This is. I tell you what, guys. Here's what I'll do. Is let me just start up a new one real quick. And I apologize. I set everything up, I thought, correctly. And by the way, I got some of the payments from Chip Signal and other people. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. So I am going to attempt to restart this video. And again, I apologize. I'm not sure what happened, but I'll be back on in 2 minutes. Sorry about that.